Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Dawn, aka the Interactive Nanny, coming to you again live and in living color from Interactive Nanny's world, where love and play are interacting. So this evening we are gonna have a story time. The name of the book that I'm getting ready to read is Once Upon a Rainy Day by Edward Mansell. Once Upon a Rainy Day. This is a story that starts over every day, each morning the same way. Mr. Wobbler, the keeper of this story, is about to step outside his cottage in his fine feathered suit. Just as the sun rises, he will head slowly and surely down the blue path leading to the forest. The same path that leads straight to the home of the big bad wolf, a black, hairy half monster with pointy ears, long teeth, and a cold, wet nose, and a lollying tongue. Every morning, Wobbler wakes up the big bad wolf with 10 quick raps and 3 long knocks on his heavy wooden door. That's when the big bad wolf appears and his day can begin. But today it's raining, so Mr. Wobbler doesn't venture outside, and the big bad wolf sleeps in. And so it goes, the same old story, day in, day out, except when it rains. The trees know the story well. Every morning they see the big bad wolf race over to Oscar's house. Oscar is a delectable pig with plump thighs and tender feet and takes care to keep his snout clean. He lived in the city before moving here with his entire library. Oscar adores rainy days like today. Snuggled all cozy and warm under a tantum blanket, he devours stacks of books. But on sunny days, it's always the same story. The big bad wolf races over to catch him. Fortunately, Oscar is a very cunning pig. While the big bad wolf tries to break down his door, Oscar escapes through a back window and jumps onto his bicycle. He pedals fast as can be over to his friend Amadeus's house to hide. The big bad wolf gallops after him, yelling the same thing every time. "You blasted pig! If I catch you, I'll eat you!" Oscar always gets there first. He hides his bicycle in the bushes and slips into his friend's house. Amadeus is a famous hare, a very clever one who knows the woods inside out. He has lived here from the day he was born. He stores a giant stash of carrots inside his little hut, and in the big hut where he sleeps, he has a well-kept secret, an underground passage. Oscar and Amadeus makes their way beneath the rocks to the home of their friend Niles. Above ground, the big bad wolf howls in rage. "Rotten hare, blasted pig, if I grab you, I'll gut you." But the big bad wolf never does manage to grab them. As they pop out of the tunnel, Oscar and Amadeus always make it to Niles' place before him. Niles is a flying squirrel. He traveled the world before landing in his tree one fine spring day and retiring his adventurous gear. In the treetop, he's built a platform for his hot air balloon. I'm sorry, y'all. The minute the big bad wolf charges into sight, Niles grabs his little traveling trunk, helps his 2 friends on board, and fires up the balloon. He sets his course for the house belonging to their pal, Papa, the big-mouthed bear. These are some funny names for these characters, guys. The big bad wolf chases after them below. throwing stones and bellowing, "Wretched squirrel, rotten hair, plastic pig, if I knock you down, I'll gobble you up." But the hot air balloon looks magnificent in the clear blue sky, soaring proudly beyond reach. Now grabs his telescope from his little trunk and soon spots Popoff's house and Popoff himself pointing to his rooftop. For many years, Popoff was a circus clown. One summer night, he stopped here to perform with a troupe under the big top, but early the next morning when the circus left, he stayed behind to devote himself to his music. He is very fond of Oscar, Niles, and Amadeus. When the balloon lands, Popoff welcomes them with a toothy grin. So it's always the same old story. The big bad wolf shows up, and Oscar opens the door, exclaiming, "Do come in, dear friend." The minute he's inside, Niles trips him, and Amadeus shoves him into the pipe that leads into the huge trumpet. Popoff blows so hard with his enormous mouth that the big bad wolf flies through the air. Crash! His story always ends in the cabbage patch. The wolf makes his way home, bothered and bruised and flushed with rage. The whole way there, he grumbles, "Confounded bear, wretched squirrel, rotten hair, plastic pig, one day I'll get my paws on you and I'll finish you off." But that day has yet to come, and every night the four friends celebrate at Popoff's house. Together they sing. First he tried to catch us, then he swore he got us. Next he vowed to gobble us up, but he couldn't pull it off. Now he's in the cabbage patch, the wolf has met his match. The next day, if the weather allows, the story begins all over again. Actually, the rain has stopped now. The sun is out. Mr. Wobbler has left to wake up the big bad wolf. This time, the story can start for real. And that's the end of the story. So I hope you guys enjoyed our story for tonight. And the title of the book again is Once Upon a Rainy Day by Edouard Maciel. I like this book. This is not my first time reading this book, but it's been a while since I've read it. So again, you guys, this is Dawn, aka the Interactive Nanny, and I'm getting ready to sign out for this evening, and I'll be back later on in the week, or more than likely towards one day this weekend. But in the meantime, I'm coming to you guys from Interactive Nanny's World, where love and play are interactive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you tell your friends, family, other parents, nannies, teachers, other child care professionals about Interactive Nanny's World. Until next time, talk to you guys later, and bye-bye.